Welcome back to Beers and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Not only does it help us out, but you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. This week's picture is going to be Cliffhanger, starring Sylvester Stallone. Now, fellas, what do you think of old Clifford Hanger?
Okay, you said it's starring Stallone. I disagree. It is starring Rex Lynn, the bald, dirty cop. He is fucking amazing. I was drawn to him through the entire film, especially the scene where he screams "Batch" in Stallone's ear, and Stallone looks at the camera like he's looking at the director, like, "Hey, you're fat. That's what you're supposed to."
I absolutely agree because, to be honest, most of this movie is just like literally people yelling at Sylvester Stallone. He's like, I don't want to be here. And they yelled at him because he wasn't there.
Sylvester Stallone's kind of sad right now. That
You
didn't
can
sound like
tell
Stallone at all.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. So one thing I will
So-
say about this was my first time seeing this gem. One thing I will say about this is the scenery is kind of beautiful, ain't it?
Yeah, the scenery is gorgeous. There are moments when I legitimately was taken aback. I was like, almost forgot to breathe with some of these shots. Like, especially like when you see Sylvester Stallone for the first time on the rocks. Like, you have that nice, just
Yeah.
regular mid shot. And then not only does it pull back, but it does like a rotational upwards thing. I don't know. It's really tough to explain. Besides, it was a roller coaster ride for my eyes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
How was that shot done? Would that have been like from a helicopter or what? How do they do
Definitely.
that?
I don't know, dude. It was one of those things where, like, man, Tom Cruise is taking notes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I climb, like, for real climb. The shit they are doing, applaud this man. Congrats. He's literally free soloing a cliff face, but he has all this fucking climbing gear. Why do you have all this climbing gear if you're not using it?
I'm pretty sure just to look the part. It's like, hey, he climbs. Well, if we put all this fucking harness gear shit on him, people will be like, yeah, totally. Look at all the gear shit he's got.
Oh no, it makes my backpack look cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. He's like, oh, he's supposed to be a car guy in this movie? Strap a car to him. He'll be cool as fuck.
Dude, because I'm telling you, just with my body weight, climbing shit with your itty bitty fingers, you get tired, you get worn out, and having what looks to be about 40 pounds hanging off of his fucking back at all times, just swinging around willy nilly. He could fall at any minute, but they're always just like, it doesn't really fucking matter. I'm even wearing gloves, bro.
But, well, I think we all know he can handle himself when things get a little rocky.
Hey.
Oh,
That was an early one.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. So this movie starts out with a beautiful shot, and he's climbing and joking, and they're setting a stage of friends doing whatever, and they're a mountain rescue team.
Which I guess is supposed to be like comedic and ironic, that one of the rescue team got lost or needs help.
No, he like twisted his ankle while he was up there or something. I don't know.
His knee, yeah, he blew his knee out from like a reoccurring hot tub injury, but he's up there with his GF, right? And this makes no sense. She doesn't climb. She does not climb. They don't have gear, and they are literally sitting on the top of this needle-like fire. How in the fuck did she get there?
How in the fuck did they get there for real?
Maybe Michael Rooker was like Napoleon Dynamite's like, I bet I could throw you over that mountain.
But are they doing all this for fun? Like, this is a fucking literal helicopter rescue crew. That is thousands of
100%.
dollars every time they go up to get somebody. And they're going up to get their boy on a date.
Yeah, and I even brought that up when I was watching. It's like, isn't this all in just like taxpayers' wallets? And they're just
Yep.
goofing around.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that how these guys get funding? Hey, the more people that get stranded, the more useful we are, the more, need to give me some hours,
Under that logic, local policeman arrests himself, It's like, what?
Yeah. So now Stallone's up there, and this is going to set the mood for the rest of the movie. Michael Rooker's like, we're best buddies, yay! Land the chopper on the opposing ridge. Use this rope to get across. I'll go first. Hee. Ooh, look, I teased that I fell. Don't worry, you'll be safe, GF. And she's like, oh, it's okay. I've got all this expensive climbing gear you got me from the hobby shop. He's like, thumbs
Yes.
up. Okay, a carabiner, like a real life one, can support the weight of a fucking truck. And she has one that just starts to shred like it's made out of fucking paper.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up, because I remember when I picked this movie, you said forever ago, like, the way this equipment fails is just absolutely impossible.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, it's down to like an aluminum clip on her backpack or the harness or something, and it just like falls apart. It's just like, well, I don't want to be metal anymore. I guess I'll be soup.
But you know what I mean? Like
Just
it
soup.
wouldn't even break that way. It's fucking metal. It would either just immediately shear and snap, but it wouldn't just slowly tear.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was just crumbling, like some real crumbly plastic that they made or something like that.
But you know what? Like, even though that was all stupid and phony, like, it's clearly like rubber or whatever for the shot. Like, this
Mhm.
scene lives rent free in the back of my head for whatever
Oh
reason.
yeah, dude.
Like,
It's a
even though like the
strong moment.
situation, yeah, even though the situation is absolutely ridiculous and how we got here is 100% contrived. That moment when Stallone has that woman by the hand is just ridiculously tense.
Yeah, the fact that she's looking up at him dead in his fucking eyes, and he's looking down at her, and she's like, "Please, God, Gabe, don't let me fall. I don't want to die." He's like, "You know, your husband kind of made fun of me, so whoop."
Well, yeah, I guess you shouldn't have had that breakfast burrito now, should you?
Yeah.
That's one bit. That's a huge bitch.
That's a crossover.
Yeah,
Oh.
but you know, Michael Rooker took it personally.
He
Yeah,
does.
so-
I mean, we're making light of a very serious scene, and it's intense. She
Yeah.
falls, and there's like a shot of her actually falling, and it's got like that wind whipping by her, and there's absolute terror in her face. And
Mhm.
Stallone's curling up in a ball on the line, like, oh fuck. And then they pan over to Michael Rooker, and they let you see him for just a moment. He goes from absolutely destroyed to going, okay, I shouldn't have done this. This is my fault, to no, 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 no. This is his fault.
I was kind of wondering how you guys felt about that moment because, you know, unfortunately that lady does slip. You know, she falls to her death. But then I'm just like, what do you do after that? You just like watch it happen or just kind of chill? You know, it's just that moment between like Stallone and Rooker where they're kind of deal with it. But like when it cuts to Rooker, he just looks kind of constipated. Like I didn't know, you know.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, do you go down and just like pick up all the meat pieces? Because they're like 4,000. They say 4,000 feet in the air. It looks higher than
Yeah.
that to me. But 4,000 feet, nonetheless, she's gonna fucking splat.
Yeah, you guys remember the
for
end
sure.
of Tremors?
No, I don't.
Oh, the cliff thing? Just
Yeah, whenever the fucking worm busts out, it's like, "Can you fly, you sucker?" And then it just
oh shit. You know what I just realized? In her eyes, that fall took forever because Judge Dredd gave her a little bit of slow-mo on the way down and fucking let her go.
guilty. Just let her go.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is, you know, a tragic event, something that, you know, it's shocking. So everybody is completely changed by the event, and that's like the catalyst of the whole movie.
Right.
Because I guess Sylvester Stallone, he takes off because he just can't handle the pressure, and he comes back, I guess, for his stuff, like 8 months later or something.
He came back for his girl. His girl was also on like the mountain rescue team or whatever. She was in the helicopter at the time, so she was there. She was a part of this, and that's what he came back for.
That
I guess so.
and his record collection.
That's exactly what I was
mean-
thinking, just his like belt buckle and vinyls.
Well, because he says it. She's like, "Well, I'm not coming with you." He goes, "Well, I'm gonna get the rest of my stuff if that's okay."
Kind of mopey.
He's just like, "Whatever, I guess. Let me go grab a record. I got a real fucking nice one at Conway Twitty."
You didn't sell my Super Nintendo, did you?
You don't even have to be here. Just get my stuff and you can look like Jackie Chan from behind somewhere else. It's all right.
Oh.
Fuck. Okay, but when he comes back, we're introduced to some throwaway characters. Bill and Ned, like, excellent.
Yeah, basically their characters are like, hey, we're the 90s.
Yeah, these guys are dude bros to the maximum. They are tubular and they like it extreme.
Oh my god. Extreme.
Beautiful.
Eric, you fucking nailed it when you said they are 90s. If you could go back and watch one of those early morning Gushers commercials or a Doritos
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Surge, it's them.
Oh yeah,
Like-
the gushers.
That's what it's
Sorry.
called, the Gusher.
The-
Just whatever. That fucking
No,
grape
They're
and strawberry over there.
there. They're gushing over Gabe. They're like, "Oh, we're fat boys, Gabe," and he's like, "Hey, go away."
Yeah. They love him so much that they know him by the car that he's in.
Yeah, they like pull up behind him and like pull up like alongside of him, even though it's just like a 2-lane road, and you're just like having a fucking conversation with him, like, "Hey, what are you doing back, man? It's good to see ya."
And in Bill Paxton fashion, he's like, I'm not back.
Oh,
They've got an ass
he's
like
back.
a 12-year-old boy.
no.
Oh no. Heard it from a friend.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
also during this conversation get a little bit more foreshadowing. He says that a storm is coming in, so be careful. We're supposed to get a lot of snow.
Yeah.
So I totally get like all that foreshadowing and stuff, but the movie I guess thinks the audience is stupid, and these three people were just like driving next to each other, having a normal conversation and not looking at the road for like 20 minutes.
Dude, and at normal volume, no one's yelling. You're like,
Yeah.
"What's up, Gabe?" He's like, "Oh, this is Tuesday."
Just doing what I'm
Exactly.
doing, living the life.
Driving in oncoming traffic, like it's no big deal.
Honestly, what I think was actually going on, like it was giving me big like green screen vibes here. Like I don't know that it was actually on a green screen, but
Oh,
like if you
100%.
look at the background going on outside of the vehicle, it looked very like cut and paste.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it made no sense. Like they were driving next to a valley. Now they're on a cliff. Now the mountain's on their side. It's like, what? And then it cuts to like Stallone, and he's like next to like a tree, like a Christmas tree field. He's like,
And
hey, I gotta go, fellas.
and now
It
I'm
just
in
cuts-
Hawaii.
Yes, it just. I was gonna say.
Now Delaware.
Now we get a cutaway to the FBI, CIA, whoever. It's unimportant.
It's
Is
the Treasury.
government officials. Yes, and
Oh,
they got $1,000 bills, y'all.
Which
Well,
that's not something that normal people can spend.
well, not really. Like in the movie, in context, we're like, the only reason why we print these so we can do like high-profile country-to-country transactions, whatever. And I bring that up is because this is clearly a top secret environment, and they make sure to process all this information, all this exposition in the middle of a busy tunnel or intersection or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
out in the
another.
fucking open hallway.
Yeah, it's like dozens of people walking by, like, this is a secret code that nobody knows but me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't get it mixed up with your luggage.
There's another little goofy thing that during this exposition dump, there's a conversation going on that's like, oh, you only transport denominations this high, through the air. You never do it through, armored truck or train. It's like, no, trains can be hijacked, cars can be stolen, but once we're up in the air, nobody can hijack a plane.
Nobody
Insert that-
except for Bane.
Yes! Insert the scene from Dark Knight Rises.
Yep. And oh god, it's so good because he's like, "You idiots! Can't you tell he's trying to hijack the plane?" He goes, "No one cared if I was trying to hijack the plane until I screamed in Stallone's ear."
Dude, this whole scene is horse shit. Like when they're up in the air and there's like, being Secret Service people protecting the money. Clearly, Brass with the mustache is up to something, and a guy calls him out. But how it's presented makes it look like it's a quadruple cross for whatever reason.
Yes.
Like everybody's
Yeah.
turning on everybody. Even the fucking pilot blew his co-pilot's brains out because of this bullshit.
I had no idea
Yeah.
who was on teams here. Like they needed to go
Nope.
shirts versus skins or something, because it was just like, we've got guns. Oh yeah, well we've got our
Even-
guns on you now. Oh,
Even when the shooting was done, I went, "Okay, now is he gonna go kill the pilot? Like, what's happening?"
Yeah, that's what I thought. I feel like, they just checked themselves for holes and they just realized, like, well, I guess we're a team now.
yeah.
Yeah, fucking, it's who's left's on a team. Now, this is also one of the weirdest, yet the coolest parts, in my opinion. They get all the money together. They set a bomb on the plane. That way they can blow up the plane, no evidence, yada, yada.
I guess.
He gets the stuff, and they trail behind this long tether that is picked up by John Lithgow, the villain, and his team of lackeys. Now,
Team of villains.
Yeah.
yes, Rex Lynn, he's got that horseshoe hair.
Mhm.
And this guy is my favorite through this entire movie. He goes across first, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? Where's the money? Why didn't you send the money?" He goes, "Well, I had this sneaking feeling if I would have sent it first, you would have not waited on me."
And he was right. They're just like, yeah,
For sure.
yeah, all right.
You got us there. Yeah, and the whole time, honestly, with him, he dangles this line that's somewhere between like super villain and I guess I kind of trust this guy more than the other guys. He's at least less of a dick, I think.
Well, you can definitely tell that he's just there for the money. Like, the rest of the shit is like, he doesn't need the bravado of John
Yes.
Lithgow trying to be Hans Gruber the
Yeah.
whole movie. He's like, I just want the fucking money, This
Yeah.
is all just a hassle now.
It 100% feels that way. You have John Lithgow and his team of fucking lackeys that feel like Eartha Kitt, Catwoman, like, man, yeah, I'm going to talk about everything. And then you have this guy's like, shut the fuck up. Get the goddamn book.
Just
Don't
like
use
him,
my
yeah.
fucking name.
Yes,
Sorry.
he everything he does throughout this movie is until the end, mind you, until plot needs him to be an idiot.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
is the everyman situation. It's like, I'm the bad guy. I know I'm the bad guy. I want this money. Well, you want to do this stuff? No, I fucking don't. I just want the money and I want to fucking go away.
Yeah, you're right. He's not trying to be like super villain. He's just trying to do some business.
Now, he's like the everyday bad guy, but like, can we just address the unsung hero fella who lit up an entire plane with an Uzi, only hitting the critical
Bro,
spots and making sure this movie gets set into motion?
Thank God.
bro, can we please discuss his fucking 20-second glory shot of him standing on that unloading ramp of the other plane with his left hand out, fingers spread wide, right hand holding an Uzi at a 90-degree angle tucked at his hip while he bloodily screams, "Ah!" and fires his Uzi.
And as he's in the back of the plane firing away, the American flag just fades in behind him, the whole
Yes.
shebang. But like this dude, maybe that was his thing and they never explored like how good a shot he was, but like he puts holes in the cabin of the plane, like in the hydraulic system, takes this entire plane out, like system by system, with an Uzi, and then he just gets blown up.
There is a villain with a sniper rifle, whatever reason.
Yeah.
And he's able
out.
to shoot him. And dude, the line John Lithgow delivers right there is so good. They kill the sniper guy, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's hit. What should we do?" He goes, "Get him to a hospital fast," and throws him out of the plane.
Yeah. Like, toss.
Speaking of John Lithgow speaking, let's talk about this. This
Oh,
is
his
the worst
not English
fucking
accent?
accent. The worst fucking accent I've ever heard.
I don't know what he's trying to do. Okay, I take it back. I know what he's trying to do, but like, I don't think he's made up his mind, like, for any, like, one English or Northeastern accent.
Yeah, he's just like watched every Bond villain and is like, I'm gonna go for
Ooh.
that one.
Oh,
All
which
of them.
one would you like to portray today? Yes.
Yeah, all of them.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's who he is. Yes.
And it's super ineffective too, because like none of these people are intimidating, but him in particular, he's like the head of this whole organization or what have you, and he's just like so dandy about it.
Yeah, he reminds me of like, you remember when Madonna tried to put on that fake English accent as like her persona or something?
Yeah.
Oh, and Die Another Day.
But she just couldn't know in like real life.
Yeah, whenever
Oh,
she
no.
just became British.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. It's just like, stop. It's too much. It doesn't matter. Just not that.
Yeah, just be John Lithgow. It would have worked better.
For sure.
It's almost like the posh antithesis of Steven Seagal after Glimmerman.
Oh my God. Now, all the cash in these, whatever the fuck they are, tracked boxes plummet from the plane, scatter to the ground. Uh-oh, other plane's got an oil leak. Gonna have to crash landing. Which, nice fucking
man.
model, honk honk.
Listen, okay, the model is commendable. Why not? You know, looked good, but man, this plane barely crash landed. It like hit the snow, was like, and just kind of like skidded
Yes.
for like a mile, and that's it.
It hit nothing. The terrain was completely smooth. No one even bounced around in the cabin. Yet once it was all said and done, the co-pilot is fucking ruined.
Yeah, was this like a ski resort? Did they just crash land on a ski? Are they in like, what is that, Vale? Is this Vale?
They just went down a
Oh.
ramp and we're like, here we are.
They just went down like the beginner's slope or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The bunny hill.
Yeah, and the one guy had to go all Sonny Bono.
Oh. But then they get, a brilliant idea. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to get the mountain tracker people to get up here with a helicopter, help us find this money, and that'll be our escape route. Mwah, dastardly plan.
I guess it's brilliant. They do like the whole evil bad guy thing where they have the lady of the group like, please help us, I'm diabetic. You know, the old thing, I guess.
We need insulin, and I'm pregnant. She's not pregnant.
Brimley's
but-
up here.
Yeah, John Lithgow's just like, enough. Which is hilarious because the entire movie he's like extra for no reason.
Yeah.
So this is 8 months after this tragic event where that poor woman got dropped. And we cut to the rescue station where, Michael Rooker, the whole gang still works. We meet a guy named Frank. Frank is the man, the older fella. He's just trying to paint something. And Michael Rooker just went out of his way to be like, hey, Frank, that's some shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, as soon as I saw this old guy, I just said to myself, this guy's going to die. I know it.
Just softly.
I can see
oh,
it.
no.
I can see his character. He's going to die.
Yeah. If you're sitting there doing some Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting, Your number's up.
It's the wet on wet technique. Oh no.
Oh no.
It looks like someone beat the devil out of him.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good.
But now they're like, oh, the only person that could really do this for sure is Gabe. And he's such a fucking cunt because he's like, I ain't going to do it. And then Michael Rooker climbs up an entire face of a mountain and he's waiting up there
And he's
for
just
him.
there.
Like, I've been here forever.
Oh my god, this happens in this movie so much. Like, everyone winds up in the middle of nowhere, and people just walk onto the fucking movie, whom I do not remember beforehand.
So whenever it gets up there, Michael Rooker's like, fuck you, dude. I don't want you up here. Bye. And he grabs him by the shirt and like leans him out over the cliff. And he goes, come on, man. Why don't you just drop it? He goes, because you're the one who fucking dropped it. And you can just go like pan to Jerry Springer audience.
Oh. Yeah, but then he got me pregnant. Oh.
Jerry.
But yeah, but I guess it's supposed to be their big clashing moment where Michael Rooker manhandles Sylvester Stallone, who's like 30% bigger than him. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to toss you off. And Stallone's like, hey, why don't you do it? I got nothing to do. And he's like, nah, I'll pass. Like, I still hate you, though. Still hate you.
But we're going to go save these people. And we get a scene of them doing some climbing, and they're using a bolt gun. And what that does is it's firing literally a bolt with a attachment for carabiners so you can clip in and run your rope through. They're firing these bolts into the rock face and then using no carabiner and using no rope. So why in the fuck is he putting these anchors?
Because the movie has to hyper focus on something that looks really cool. It could totally kill somebody later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But they do eventually get up the side of this cliff or whatever, and it's like, oh, we got to rescue these people. Surprise, those people have guns.
Oh no, this is the worst kind of surprise. Quote Michael Rooker.
Oh, fuck. And so now they're being used as basically lapdogs to go and fetch the money, literally fetch. And this dude has a tracking device that looks like a Virtue Boy.
It really does. It almost looks like, I don't know, like something you'd see in Call of Duty when you're playing Search and Destroy or something.
It reminds me of like an underwater fish finder.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
It shows you like the elevations of everything, and it's like, there's a fish here. That's not a fish. That's a box of money.
Okay. The shit that blows my mind, though, is Sylvester Stallone glances over at this module, and this guy has to put in a code every 15 seconds to keep it running. And it's got the trackers for the money boxes. Sylvester Stallone will go on later in the film to find all of these boxes before these people without the use of the tracking device. Bullshit.
Well, you see what happened was, he was like, hey, I did the picture, where's my money? And they're just like, it's out there in 3 giant boxes. Gotta go get it. It's like, oh man, you better not film me and make this into a movie. And they did.
Oh, they did. Yeah, he turned his hat around backwards to go over the top.
Yes! Fuck! And I was just like, you know what? Either me or Brady are gonna bring it fucking over the top.
Dude, as soon as he turned it around, I went, yep, note time.
All right, so he goes to fetch the first case, and he gets up there. And meanwhile, his buddy, what's his name? His name it's Michael Rooker. We'll just call him Michael Rooker. Is down there like just hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, we should kill him when he gets down." And he's just like, "Hey, they're gonna kill you when you get down. Don't come down."
That's the dumbest thing. And he did exactly what I thought you should do. Like, why would they fucking do that? If they only needed one guy, kill the other guy, the one guy he's getting the box you can't see, and then he comes back like, hey, where's my buddy? And he's like, I don't know. He said see you next fall or something. And then they carry on with the kidnapping situation. But no, they're just like the most inept bad guys of all time, who all coincidentally have their own fun personality.
Yeah. We got Soccer Striker. We got Kung Fu African American. We have Sexy Temptress.
We got Rugby, Busta Rhymes.
Oh.
I don't know.
Trick or treat. I see fucking.
Oh shit, dude.
This is one of the things that I thought was kind of cool, but at the same time, really fucking stupid. Like you said, he climbs up over the top, and the guy's like, okay, kill him. Why are you going to kill him while he's up there? This made no fucking sense. They start shooting
No.
a machine gun, and what was it? He had like the same thing that Poncho had in Predator.
Yes.
Like,
You start
boom,
noob
boom.
tubing the mountain, thinking this is a
Yeah,
great
you got
idea.
Tom the Duck.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he's got like a rope tied to his foot. Another thought that I had, once he gets up there, why doesn't he just like untie the rope from his foot? Like, he could easily have done that. What's
They
their
said
plan if he
this-
just takes off?
Well, the movie realized it's been 40 minutes already, and there hasn't been a single avalanche.
Man, they take it so well. So they shoot the machine gun and the grenades up there, and they cause an avalanche. Stallone, of course, isn't affected, throws the money into the snow like, oh, you guys are assholes. And then the guy who shot the grenades to begin with shoots at the snow like he's gonna stop it. Like,
It was a gut reaction. Like, he like immediately goes into like firing grenades into nothing, and he sees a threat, he just shoots at it. He's just shoot man.
What do you do? I shoot.
Not even good either.
Yeah, just
No.
spray and pray.
But that guy got the world's most expensive funeral.
Yeah, he was supposed to have like fallen off of this cliff, but he actually just hangs on somehow. Like, I didn't actually think Stallone was like dead here, but that's what we're supposed to think, I guess.
No, I didn't have a single thought like that run through my mind, because as soon as he saw the snow tumble over the ledge, he just grips the mountain with insurmountable mountain strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cliff hangs.
I think that's what the movie was trying to like tell us. Like, he has some kind of like supernatural mountain powers.
Okay, I'm with you on that, because number one, nothing on besides like a t-shirt and some pants. There is literal snow and ice everywhere, and you can see on the little Virtue Boy that it says negative. Oh, I'm sorry. They put on night vision goggles later, and you can see that it's -8 degrees. Dude, there's no fucking way you were climbing in just a t-shirt on a cold ass rock through snow and ice in 8 degrees weather for 2 days. Just like, whatever.
That's the thing. Nobody ever looks cold in this movie.
Unfortunately, like, half the movie's on its set somewhere, and the movie doesn't even try to hide it sometimes, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Like, we even run into the two like snowboarder dudes that are camping just in a fucking tent up there, no fire, nothing, and they're just like chilling, laying around, like reading like it's a Wednesday night or whatever they're doing.
Why did they even have to show us that? Like, no one gives a shit what they're doing, but we get like a 5-minute scene of just be like, so, what do you think of this one thing? Dude, it's totally rad. All right. We're not doing gay stuff in here.
They just can't quit each other, bro. Stallone escapes to the Night's Watch. There is just this beautiful dome/wooden cabin on the side of a fucking mountain for zero reason. The only way to access it, apparently, is to be Sylvester Stallone.
I believe it. That little house or whatever, it's cool. Pun intended, I guess. But I don't think the movie knew what to do with it. Because it's like, oh, it's a Night Watch place, but like they go in there and eventually need supplies, which it has, but it's like a museum for whatever reason. And they even try to say like, oh, it's like, this is just a tourist spot. That's just like fucking Mickey Mouse t-shirts over there. Don't worry about it. It's like, what? No, it's the Spock lady broke open a fucking observation table thing.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that too. They've got like display cases with like rope and climbers gear from like 60 years ago or something in there. Who is coming up there to see this?
This is a fucking Resident Evil game. They just stumbled upon this puzzle and all the shit they need just like scattered about this room.
I was thinking more like Skyrim. They're up in the High Reach or whatever. That's probably like a Hag Raven's cabin.
This fella just runs out of the room. You, sir, are you stealing from me? And Sylvester's like, I'm just gonna put a pot on your head and steal from you anyway.
All right, so they're gathering supplies, and we get to cut back to the bad guys again, and there's a lot of dissension at all times between these people. And once again, my boy Rex is just fucking killing it. The guy's like, well, maybe you'll whatever. And he goes, you know what? I'm getting real fucking sick of your threats. Yep.
And it's kind of funny because like that's the first time they had that kind of interaction. So in my head canon, I'm thinking he's legitimately pissed off at the other actors in this movie just for being alive. And he takes it out on them pretty often.
Like, damn it, it's cold out here. I've got a pastrami sandwich waiting on me.
And John Lithgow's like, oh, you haven't learned from the best. And just pulls out one from his breast pocket.
I'm getting real fucking tired of your pastrami sandwiches.
This one has coleslaw.
But we do have to go over, like, all these fucking bad guys because They're just so animated for no reason. It's like everybody saw Commando. It's like, you know what? Everybody's favorite character is Benny.
Yep.
Honestly, like most of them really don't matter until we get a scene where they die.
Yeah, until it turns to a boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's maybe like a hint of who they are or what they do. Like, oh, he's clearly got an Australian accent or some stupid shit. And then before they get to die, they get a moment to revel in their own stank of character.
Sting, indeed. Because just to move it along a little bit, like the first one-on-one is with the black gentleman that the mustache man keeps yelling at for picking on him or whatever. We get into the situation where, you know, they're hot on the tail of Sylvester Stallone's like, you know, we're just going to blow up this whole thing, but if you want, you can go over there, you can shoot him, make yourself feel better, just be back in 5 minutes.
And he's like, okie doke. And he hears Stallone burrowing through the ground like some sort of fucking gopher. And he lets him come out. Like,
Yeah,
why? Why didn't you just shoot him as soon as his head came up?
Yeah, so he and his girl have like a little shortcut. It's a little like sort of cavey mountain pass that they take. And they go through that, and to get up to where the bad guys are, they have to dig through a little hole of snow, and he can see it. I don't know if he thinks, oh, that's just like a bunny or something, but he can see it. There is no reason he shouldn't have just like, as soon as he poked his little Stallone eye out, just like shoot him shoot him in the forehead. That's all you need.
John Lithgow was like, don't fire till you see the whites of his eyes. And the first thing he sees is his lip.
Oh, just ugh. I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to shoot a little Z into his forehead.
Oh. This is just the movie's opportunity to give this guy his SAG money because, you know, he's just hamming it up. He's like, I'm going to kill you, Rambo, with my mitts. And all kinds of bullshit like that. And there's that weird... Okay, so I'm just going to come out and say it. Sylvester Stallone kills a man with a cave.
With a cave.
With the whole ass cave.
That was actually really freaking cool. He body presses this guy into a stalactite.
But it's a 15-minute fucking affair where they're just doodling around back and forth, slapping each other. I'm like, what if I just took the movie and cut it? Like, as soon as they walk in and see each other, hard cut to him getting fucking caved.
Yeah, because it would have worked even better. Like, okay, I came down from the hole in the ceiling too. You were waiting on me. And he's just like, grabbed by the crotch, chest, press, dead. And then he could have even said some cool shit like, stick around. And, you know, had him clinging to the fucking ceiling.
But just like going from 0 to 60 like that would make this way more entertaining. Because, like, you know, he's like, there you are, motherfucker. And he's like, I don't think so. And that's it. That's the scene. It would have been such an Arnold moment, but it would have been hilarious.
You guys are leaving out all of the interaction with the girl she's actually who starts all of this. Stallone's over there hiding like a little bitch, and she's just like, hi-ya!
Because she's Jackie Chan from behind.
I guess,
from behind.
Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, there's a scene that I feel like would otherwise be skipped over if I didn't just throw it in here. It's involving the bad guys find the camp of the Dude Bros, and, you know, one of them gets shot, the other one runs away, and he gets away more or less. But they have like these, what are they called? Like base jumper outfit things going on. So he's got like a parachute. Well, the guy's parachute gets caught in a tree, so he ends up getting away, but he's like hanging there, pretty close to the ground. The next thing we know, there is a pack of dogs.
Huskies.
Yes, these are Siberian Huskies. These aren't wolves. These aren't feral dogs. These are full-bred Siberian Huskies. Are we supposed to believe that running along in these Rocky Mountains are a band of wild Siberian Huskies?
The movie doesn't want you to notice because Liam Neeson just runs out and just sucker punches one of them.
Oh, yeah, he does. Fucking, my kid immediately saw him and goes, those are Huskies. And I went, yeah, man. I don't know why they got Huskies.
I got nothing for you, kid. You right.
Yeah, like, I can't even argue for the movie. Those are just fucking Huskies.
I'm glad that wasn't just me, because that's an oversight.
There's a lot of oversights like that. A lot of cut corners for some reason.
In the meantime, Frank saves him and is like, hey, you get out of here, kid. I'm going to go and save these other people. And, okay, so the chick is laying down and she's got her little flare letting off smoke, and Frank's coming in, and there is a cool little shot of Michael Rooker being held down. This is his character through the entire movie, screaming "no" and someone's name. That is all he does through this entire film. No, insert name.
For whatever reason, John Lithgow just has his Desert Eagle pressed in Michael Rooker's face. It's like just jamming it in his cheek. And we do get like, Precious Frank. He's like, oh, lady, I'm here to help you. And she's like, you better call an ambulance. Oh, wait, that's you. And just takes his gun.
Yeah.
Trick in the book.
Now, I will say this to Michael Rooker and John Lithgow's credit. To me, they're big bill actors in my mind. I know that they aren't Stallone. They aren't the title character here. But every time you see them, they are on the side of that mountain. Like, Michael Rooker is laying there in the fucking snow with John Lithgow with a gun pressed into his face against a cold-ass fucking rock on the side of a mountain. And then it'll cut to Stallone, and he's clearly on set.
He's like, yeah, I remember shooting that fucking thing for Rocky IV. I don't like the cold no more.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I was thinking about. Like, these guys are actually out on, I'm not going to say the top of mountains, but where they at is obviously somewhere that is inhospitable, that's actually cold, that's actually, like, up on the face of a mountain somewhere. Like, I'm sure that they had, like, a helicopter to drop them off there. Nonetheless, these guys are not professional cliffhangers.
Nice.
Rock climbers. That's what I'm going for. They're not that. These guys are actors, and absolutely props to them for getting up there. And honestly, they probably just had a vacation. This is legitimately probably in like a resort town
French
in
Alps.
Colorado. Yeah, it could be like the Alps
that.
too.
Now, the only thing that could be colder than the weather would be the heart of that poor rugby English Australian man. I don't know. Michael Rooker does get loose, and he's like, Frank, get out of here. They got the guns. And the fucking rugby guy is like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and kill the least threatening person on this mountain.
You keep saying rugby. He's playing soccer.
It's a ball.
Not a rugby ball. No?
He's a striker.
Yeah, like rugby is a lot closer to like American football. They've got like rounded, like the egg-shaped balls. They carry it.
Oh yeah, the lad likes the little hand egg. All right.
Yeah, that's rugby.
Fucking hand egg.
I know. I just keep wanting to turn around the rugby. I know. So we have another moment where like everyone's enemy for whatever reason, and like Frank's out of the picture. You got Michael Rooker coming up. He's been out of shape. And then, like, John Lithgow's woman, she's like, wait a minute. I know we're evil, but, like, fucking just jacked an old dude. We're not that evil. And, like, he just dispatches her immediately. He just shoots right through her titty.
Dude.
Maybe you're not that evil, but I am.
For real. That's a fucking dark move when you think about it. Like, that's ultimate insurance. So he wants off the mountain. There are 2 pilots that can fly and 1 guy who can work the tracker. So that guarantees that 2 people, at least 2 people, are getting money in this situation. So he fucking makes sure that he's one of those 2 people by smoking his lady. Just blows right through her chest, throws her on the ground like she's nothing. He goes, okay, now we're partners again. Go get the fucking money.
And then, like, you get Mustache Man, Michael Rooker, and the fucking soccer bloke. They, like, go on this, like, little parade to the last one or whatever. Mm-hmm. We get another showdown, like Michael Rooker versus the soccer fella, and it's fucking embarrassing.
Dude, it's almost Commando bad. Like, not Commando bad as in it's terrible. It's almost like they wanted Commando, like, come on, Bennett, don't you want to stick the knife in me? It's like that. He's just sitting there teasing him, like, don't you want to fight me? And he goes, yeah, that's right, Michael Rooker, I do.
He just, like, straight up picks a moment to fight. It's like, hey, since we're here, did you know that you're an asshole? Fucking Nathan Fillion looking guy.
Yeah.
Don't you want to come over here and just like kick me or something? Come on.
But the thing is, Michael Rooker's the worst part of this whole thing because he doesn't have the energy to give back. He's just like, well, you might be a soccer player, but you're still an asshole. And it's like, no, you gotta like egg him on and be like, come on, kick me, come over here, But there's none of that. He's just legitimately getting.
I'm here.
Yeah, but he's just legitimately getting every rib broken for no reason, just so he can toss him off the cliff.
Okay, I like you're saying he's getting every rib broken. Like, no joke, he never once even put up his hand to try to block a kick. He just took
right.
No.
Yeah, but eventually he pulls out because he had the pilot's knife from before, right? Yeah, that's where he got it. He had a knife and he just pulls it out, stabs him in the leg, and is like, "Season's over, asshole." And that's when he
Oh
throws him
wait,
dead.
no, I just remembered something. He doesn't just toss him up. Like when he keels over for being stabbed in the leg, he grabs the guy's shotgun and shoves it in his belly.
Oh yeah.
Blows a
And
hole in his chest and sends him on quite a ride.
a winter ride.
Oh yeah. I don't know what season it is there, actually. It's a really high elevation. But what I've got here today is Winter Ride from JosephsBrau Brewing Company. This is a Trader Joe's beer, guys. This is made by Trader Joe's. This is their double buck, I think it is. 7.3% alcohol by volume. Smells mighty roasty. A lot of that dark toasted malt, pretty sweet. The flavor's got like a copper taste to it, honestly, especially right in the beginning. You get that sometimes, but it's real heavy on this one for whatever reason. Still getting a lot of that toasted malt sweetness, a little bit of like dark chocolate, and it does finish with like a good bit of like a hoppy backbone. Like everything that it does every step along the way is pretty good. It's super drinkable, and I think it's like $6 a six pack, so it's definitely worth that.
You want to talk about price? If this guy would have spent some money on like some better priced shooting fucking lessons, he could have fucking killed Stallone instead of just letting him run away. Dude, there has got to be only 30 feet between him and Stallone. And he's just like, oh, I can't even fucking shoot right now. I'm so bad.
Yeah, this should have kept the other guy who totally lit up the airplane like an hour earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this is when they're going to get the third case, right?
This is like the final showdown. You got the bald cop man McGee and Sylvester Stallone just like absolutely having enough of the whole movie.
Well, when they finally get to it, the guy with the tracker notices like, hey, the case, it's moving. Stallone or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Stallone.
Yes. Fuck you, Walker. That's what he
He's
says.
so mad. He is so mad. Like not just like acting angry. This man is belligerent.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to be up here filming for another day.
For
He's
real.
like Rip Torn's kid.
I love it because he's like, oh, god damn it, motherfucking shit. And then all of a sudden he walks through this cave and he's like, I'm on a set? How did I get on a set? And then Stallone comes busting through the bridge and fucking gives him the polar plunge. Like, what the fuck?
The polar plunge. Dude, this whole fucking scene's stupid. Like earlier, we were hacking on him for being in the middle of a snowstorm, basically in like the clothing of John McClane. And now the movie's trying to convince me that Sylvester Stallone hid under the icy water, burst through like a shark, grabs him, grabs the mustache man, and just pulls him under and starts doing like the gator roll thing.
Okay, so this is supposed to be what, a lake? A pond? A river? What the fuck is this? Why is there a random patch of frozen over ice fucking 7,000 feet in the air, like in the mountains?
Why couldn't he just kill him with the cave? Just do it again.
Why didn't
I'm
he
down
just
for
shoot him
that.
with the bolt gun, god damn it? Like, fuck, it was there.
He did.
Yeah, but he could have just been like, here it is. Got you when he walked into the fucking room instead of being like, I'm going to go under the water and undress.
Like, I just don't... Geologically, this does not make sense.
Oh, there's no sense of geography. There's nothing. This movie doesn't give a fuck. It's like they're in a cold place in the middle of nowhere. You don't know where this is. Don't worry about it.
Like, if anything, I would think if we're talking -8 degrees out, that would be frozen solid. That would be like ice, like a full-on glacier.
Are you trying to say as soon as Sylvester just drops through the water, it just cuts to him being frozen in Demolition Man?
Yeah.
Ooh. Did we just create our own universe here?
Dude, this is absolutely it. That's why the whole movie's cold. It doesn't make any sense location-wise, because it's just a nightmare that he had for being frozen.
Yep.
Do you think Michael Rooker knows how to use the 3 shells?
But now we get the big finale. Stallone, once again, being impervious to the effects of cold weather and or hypothermia, soaking wet, goes running to the top of the mountain, yelling on a radio, "Hey, yo, John Lithgow, come over here and bring me my girlfriend. You done kidnapped her, but you bring her here and I'll give you this money I took out that snowman." And he's like, okay, I'll do it, Matrix.
Matrix. And like, not only is that absurd, like the whole situation, like John Lithgow is now in charge of the helicopter, has his woman, of course, Sylvester has the money, and with the helicopter, I feel like you could just kind of soft land it, do the trade right there. But like Sylvester's like, no, you go over there. I'm gonna be over here. You drop her, and then I drop this, and you come get it. After that, see, it's flawless.
Yeah, I mean, it all adds up to me, but it doesn't quite end up like that, right? If it did, then this movie would be like 15 minutes shorter.
No,
Oh, man.
the Uber drops her off, and he's like, "Guess what? Surprise, motherfucker!" and throws the money into the propeller, and fucking basically repeats the ending of Michael Keaton's original Batman.
I mean, yeah, but in this case, like the helicopter just takes forever to crash. I'm like, isn't that what helicopters are supposed to do in movies? Just fucking explode for no reason. And this thing crashes, slams into the side of a cliff, and they're just like, well, what happened? I guess we'd better fight.
Yeah, then what we get right here is like straight out of, which one is it? Uncharted 2? I don't know, but they're climbing into like on top of a helicopter that's dangling from a cliff, and it's all very ridiculous. I don't know if we made this clear enough. It is ridiculous.
You know what's hidden here that I noticed when I was watching? Like, this whole thing is ridiculous. Like, the staging of the helicopter stuck to the side of the mountain is preposterous. But then, if you think about it, Sylvester Stallone is like 20 years younger, one of the fittest people you'll ever see, and he's bludgeoning old John Lithgow, just fist after fist, just pounding his old ass face into the fucking helicopter, and they're just like, yeah, it's about even.
Yeah, this is a close fight.
I'm just like, all right, this is the climax, and he's just like, please, just let me die, Farquaad.
Hey, I was Rocky. Well, you know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get the third rock from the sun.
Oh. Fuck! Murdered that man.
Okay, now he does kill him, but one of the things that like ruins this scene is they have been doing one-liners throughout. Some land, some don't. But for your final kill for your big bad, your one-liner should be amazing. This one is not. He kicks him, and John Lithgow on screen, the stuntman or whoever it is, visibly gets kicked, crawls inside the helicopter, falls down, and goes, ah! And Stallone goes, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
Oh, this was such a fucking eye roll for me.
You think it comes back to Stallone, he's even doing like the belt buckle thing when you get on a plane. Remember, put the big piece next to the little piece. A-okay.
Oh, he just ties it like Grant from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, just out of spite.
And then boom, happy ending.
Like
No. It just stops.
Okay.
The movie just fucking like information flow just ceases.
Real quick, this helicopter that we've been talking about, it takes a couple of different tumbles, all right? So it takes one tumble down the mountain, then we get the big tumble down the mountain, then the last tumble. Like, everything is staying in more or less one piece. This thing is built like a brick shithouse. And then finally, in its last little tumble, that I think this is the one that kills John Lithgow, it just explodes like fucking a Michael Bay movie. Just massive explosion at the bottom of this valley.
That was just John Lithgow's temper at that point. He's like, damn you!
Oh, shit.
But you're right when you said that it just ends, because literally, like, the good guys are like, hey, sit tight. We'll be back for you. End credits. That's it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Frank is just rotting over there.
Oh, yeah. He's getting nipped apart by them bunnies.
Oh, my God. What if it would have, like, had a stinger after the credits, and it's just them sitting there like Jack Nicholson from the end of The Shining, just covered in snow and frostbite?
Or it could have just been like the end of Billy Madison's, like that clown. I bet you thought I was dead. And it's just like a musical number for no reason mid-credit.
I would applaud.
That's what this movie needs.
It's too damn long. Like, it's its own worst enemy. Yeah. If they would chop 30 minutes out of this movie, I honestly think it could be, I won't say a great, it could be a good fucking 90s action film, to where you just go from action set piece to action set piece to action set piece with sprinkles of exposition and an actor that you like to see, Stallone being him. But it's got so much extra shit that you end up losing interest until something happens, and then you lose interest because you know it's going to be another fucking 20 minutes before you see something cool.
You know, I totally agree with you. Like, this movie is fun, but it's bad fun. So, like, you're waiting for, like, the next dumbass thing to happen. There are all these, like, lulls in there where, like, they're just bitching at each other, like character-wise, and you're just like, I don't care. None of these people are interesting. And every time we see Stallone, he's clearly on a soundstage in Los Angeles. And it's just like, Die Hard on a mountain, whatever. Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of Die Hard on a mountain. Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't like hate the length. It was like a solid like right at 2 hours, I want to say, or maybe just a little bit below. I think the acting for the most part was not good, especially from John Lithgow. His accent in particular was egregious. But honestly, this movie was just gorgeous to look at, and I had like a few bits of like vertigo here or there. It's like, oh my god, these guys are, on a big cliff, and then it would turn in a certain way, and I was like, oh my god, this is green screen. But nonetheless, it was still very pretty to look at. The plot is super whatever. Overall, I had a good time though. Not gonna lie.
Well, there you go. That was Cliffhanger. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave us a comment below.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons too. Hit the bell icon as well so you don't miss what we got brewing up next.
Get out there and follow us on social media, fuckers. Jeez, we got all sorts of it. We got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit. We're on Apple Podcasts, fucking Spotify. There's no reason you guys aren't listening to us. We're pretty goddamn funny. So if you don't, maybe we'll get a hold of you and trek you through the fucking woods for 2 hours until we throw you off a cliff and scream, "Damn you, water!"
Whoo!
Can't stop
Sorry,
till you get enough. Come on.